Meanwhile, President Moon Jae-in says that Seoul could consider suspending joint military exercises with the U.S. if inter-Korean and North Korea-U.S. talks continue to progress. Cha Sang-mi reports.
Should North Korea carry out genuine measures towards denuclearization and continue to engage in faithful talks with South Korea and the U.S., South Korean President Moon Jae-in is willing to carefully review the South Korea-U.S. joint military exercises. That's according to a statement released by the president's spokesperson following a meeting of the National Security Council chaired by President Moon himself on Thursday. Based on the trust-building principles agreed upon by the leaders of the two Koreas stated in the Panmunjom Declaration, South Korea's commander-in-chief said there needs to be flexible changes to ease military pressure against North Korea. This comes on the heels of the U.S. President Trump's comment on the suspension of the joint military drills earlier this week and after U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo's visit to the Blue House to meet President Moon Thursday morning. At the NSC meeting, the first to be chaired by the president this year, the South Korean president heralded the leaders of North Korea and the United States on their decision to establish a new era of Pyongyang-Washington ties.
무엇보다 새로운 북미 관계 수립을 통해 양국 간 지속되어 왔던 군사적 긴장과 적대 관계를 청산하고 새로운 미래 관계를 열어나가는 것이 북한의 완전한 비핵화와 한반도의 평화를 가져오는 유일한 길임을 함께 인식하였다는 점이 중요합니다. 이로써 남북이 판문점 선언에서 약속했던 완전한 비핵화와 한반도 평화 번영의 목표에 대해 남북미 모두 확실한 공감대 위에 서게 되었습니다.
President Moon called on his foreign and security officials to lay out details of the denuclearization roadmap so that the process can be carried out accordingly.
정전 체제의 틀을 벗어나 남북의 균형적 발전을 도모하고 한반도, 나아가서는 동북아 공동 번영을 이룩하기 위한 희망의 발걸음을 내디뎌야 할 것입니다.
Referring to the resumption of inter-Korean cooperation and exchanges, President Moon called for bold and innovative ways to connect not only the two Koreas, but to connect the South through the North into Central Asia all the way to Europe. Cha Sang-mi, Arirang News.